Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for coming.
For the
We're going to start this forum at this point.
That's a good place to be.
We are a very large group here, so we're going to go as quick as we can and try to get as much information as we can get out and get back to you guys today. We don't have Lakeisha Jenkins, who's Lakeisha Jenkins from CCIA, or Dr. Lakeisha Jenkins, I should say, couldn't make it. She was at the conference in Las Vegas and had some issues coming back and couldn't come up here. Very unfortunate we don't have her expertise and knowledge, but we have replaced her with some people. We also don't have Kristen Nevedal from EGA moderating this panel for some issues that came up. And so I'm Tim Blake, and I'm the founder of the Emerald Cup, so I'm going to moderate this panel. We've added some people on. We have some paper down here for questions, and we also have a mic over there, so you can reach either one of those. We'd like everybody, if they come up to the mic, to be as quick and concise as they can, because we have so many people here and we'd like to get all this information out. We're also going to ask the speakers to do the same thing, because I run the Emerald Cup, and the last thing any of us want to do is just hear people ramble on and not be concise and articulate. So I'm going to start with a little opening here today, and then we're going to get into this. I'm the moderator, so I'm not really going to speak that much. But I did want to kind of bring this back, because if you're going to go forward, and we are going forward, and there's so much that's going on for us, you really have to figure out where we came from and how it all evolved and what really happened. And I know some of this is probably, very much public awareness, and you guys already have that, but I'd like to kind of concisely put it together and show you what I've been part of for the last several years. So a number of years ago, Pebbles Trippett came to me and asked if I would help sponsor a debate at my place, Area 101, to help get the election of the sheriff in Mendocino done. And I said I would do that. At that point, we had nobody that would interact with law enforcement or the government, really anywhere much in the state or the country. And we went ahead and did that. We had all 4 sheriff candidates come up. It was such a success, we had the 2 runoff candidates come up. We got Tom Almond elected. We also did the DA debates there, and it was a very successful moment. And MAB, the Mendocino Medical Marijuana Advisory Board, came out of that and had a lot of influence in Mendocino. We formed the 9.31 program, where you could do up to 99 plants legally with permits from the Sheriff's Department and the county, and pay for that right to do that. That was also a very successful program. It was so successful that, everybody, as you probably know, within 2 years we had the feds coming after us and threatening to arrest the Sheriff's Department, the county council, and any supervisors, anybody that was participating in that program. It was a model program, and it would have gone across the state. It would have been in 5 counties up here. John McGowan, the supervisor, was negotiating with people. It was an incredible process that was happening. So when that took place, at the same time, we had this 2012 election coming in with that proposition that obviously didn't come through. It wasn't a well-written proposition. The growers up here did not support it. The growers up here did not want regulation. They did not want it. They wanted to continue the status quo. That's where it was going to go. And so we basically all went back into the woods, because the feds were coming after all of us, and you guys up here in Humboldt were surely not going to follow Mendocino with what had happened to us. And at that time, we had Colorado and Washington go legal, okay, which changed the game. Now, as Luke was saying, they're about a 50th of the total revenue of probably the Emerald Triangle alone. I mean, they're really insignificant, but like those small states that get 2 senators, they still have a powerful voice. And so while we were sitting here taking the heat for so long, we got to watch Colorado and Washington get it. So what happened? The feds tried to stop that. They came in, they tried to stop it through 8 former heads of the DEA coming in and saying that under the United Nations Charter that they couldn't allow Washington and Colorado to go forward. That didn't work, because obviously Obama couldn't shove that down anybody's throats. So the next ploy was the banking issue. Okay, we're going to stop it through banking. We're going to let you do banking, but if you do any banking with criminals, then we can come and arrest you guys, the banks. The banks said, we can't do that. So that went on for a few weeks, and they finally went, okay, we're going to give into that. We're going to let the banking go. And they finally have given up. It's kind of like they keep backing up. And so while they were doing that, though, they've been up here hitting Mendocino very hard. They've been up here punishing us, and they've been punishing the dispensaries throughout California. And now the big statement is, well, if you guys would regulate, we'd stop this. Well, we were up here in Mendocino regulating 2 years ago, and you were coming and arresting all of us. And now you're saying, well, if you just regulate, you stop the whole thing. And so that's kind of what came out of this. It's like we had to figure out how to do that. So Matt Kuhlman came to me, an attorney out of San Francisco, who was one of the lead and the guides, advisors for CCB. And he, along with Terrence Allen, asked if I would help in Mendocino at that time, bring everybody together to start unifying everybody. And so we had 2 meetings down in Laytonville. we brought in Small Growers Association with Julie Carrera. We brought Christine Nevedal, EGA. We had Pebbles Trippett. And we all got together and met, and we realized that it wasn't going to work really well at that time together. There was very contentious, and like a lot of politics, it wasn't really working well together. So Matt came up here to Humboldt, and with some really incredible people, Richard Marks and Luke here, Jason Bieber, and Kevin Jodry, organized and did a remarkable job. I was up at the Warfinger in Eureka as an advisor a couple weeks ago and saw what they'd done, and I was tremendously impressed. And I really, my hat's off to what they've done and what they're doing and where it's going. I didn't think Humboldt would ever be willing to participate in this process, and you guys have come a long ways, because it's obvious now you guys see the importance and the critical nature of this situation and what we've got to do to claim our rights as small farmers, our brands, our heritage. And so that's what we are doing in Mendocino also. We have the Mendocino Cannabis Policy Council, and we're down there doing a similar thing, which we've had several meetings on, and we're going to both enact, or try to get the supervisors to enact ordinances over the coming months so we don't have to go work initiatives, so that we can make our claim for small farmers, because we have a choice. Either we can have 500 giant corporate farmers like we have in most agriculture, which has taken over this country, or we can have several 100,000 small farmers that support families. And if we don't get up and step forward and claim that and be willing to put the money, the time, and the energy up, you're going to see us lose those rights. And that's why these people up here are spending all their time to help do that. That's why we're asking you guys to support us. And it's a very critical nature, because right now, as anybody knows, in Mendocino, they've been attacking us relentlessly. Still, and that's what we're sick of it. And so finally people, you look at the numbers, 70% approval or whatever else, all these growers down there are finally saying enough's enough. Even the straighter people are saying, we're willing to join you. And obviously what I saw up there in Eureka, your county officials are willing to do that also. So I thank you for being part of that. Whatever you guys can do to support that and engage, it's going to be our future that we're talking about, and it's going to happen one way or the other, because legalization is going to happen in 2016. As you'll find, there's no doubt it will be legal in 2016. We'll be the largest lobbying organization in the country agriculturally as far as cannabis is concerned, and we're going to have a tremendous voice, and they know that. And so if we would just take that and use that properly, we can get what we want, and also protect the environment, because the environment's critical. We all know that if we don't do that, we're not going to have a place for our children to grow up and live in a healthy place. So